Hey wonderful people, how you doing out there? So today I'm going to delve deep into a very interesting topic, one that's not spoken about too much, but it's becoming more and more apparent that this is actually going on, and that is hosted human beings. So by the end of this video you'll know exactly what I mean by hosted human beings, how they affect our lives and how they can interfere with our relationships. And guys, if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and press the bell notifications for when I upload new videos. So let's get started. So guys, to understand this concept we need to understand the reality around us, and basically from school we are taught that we are just physical beings, there's nothing else in existence, we're the only thing in the universe, we're on our own here, etc, etc, and it's one of the biggest lies. And you know how they've managed to hoodwink and trick people into believing that is actually quite genius, because we exist here in the third dimension, which is very close obviously to the fourth dimension. And for many of you that have seen my other videos, you'll know that when I talk about the fourth dimension, there are many parasitic forms of consciousnesses that exist in that dimension, and they're just there kind of feeding on human emotions and energy, negative emotions, negative energy. And you can see this in the world around us because we have so much trauma, war, destruction, poverty, scarcity, fear. You know, all this is propagated and pushed out all the time, and there's a reason for that, and that is the reason because the hosts of the people that run the planet need that energy to survive. That's their food. So we see this fear-based reality all around us. And I think one of the things where this alternative movement have kind of missed the trick is that many people talk about the people in government, in higher places, in higher echelons of society that are potentially hosted. David Icke speaks about reptilians. You know, personally I feel that's true. Whether or not they're all reptilians, I don't know, but I definitely know that they are hosted by a malevolent force, because why else would they want to dominate, control and cause all this fear and anxiety? Because the normal human on the street doesn't want that. So you know, if you went down to your local coffee shop and you asked everyone in there, do you want war, how many of them are realistically going to say yes? So we see that there's something not quite right when we look at the world around us. But I take this one step forward because there is many hosted humans in operation, and these people may not even know they're hosted. It may not even be their fault. It may not be their intention. People that most people have some form of entity attachment, okay? Most of us have some to some degree or another, but some are worse than others, okay? And again, this might not be their fault, and it might be that their lives have drawn them to certain behavioral patterns that have led them to really open themselves up. So severe hosting, or what I would call maybe a level 2 takeover, would be maybe someone that has developed a drug addiction or an alcohol problem, or maybe they had severe abuse in their childhood, which really put them out of their center, really opened them up to some form of attachment, or if you want to word it another way, some form of possession, okay? And like I say, they may not be aware that this is going on, but it's almost like something else comes in and it starts running the show. And I see this through the sessions that I carry out, where people have strange desires, maybe suicidal thoughts, you know, and it's just not who they are. And for most people, they can kind of overcome this and you know, reason that it's not actually them, and then, you know, willpower kicks in, and morality and that kind of stuff. But for some people, they're so heavily hosted, the entity within really does start running the show, and it can cause a multitude of problems. And this is very apparent when we're talking about love bite relationships, and this is where these energies are so clever, especially if you're in the path of truth and trying to wake people up and trying to, you know, level up and trying to help with this consciousness movement. So obviously the energies in 4D don't want people waking up. They don't want people, trailblazers, doing that, helping this raising awareness. So they can actually become targeted through hosted humans. So the entity running through the human is actually not working for himself or herself. It's actually running a program for this fourth dimension, running a mission, if you like. And this is very apparent in many relationships with people in the alternative media go through. And I've had it myself where, you know, on the surface, someone can come into your life and appear as everything that you ever dreamed of, everything that you ever wanted. You're there, you're thinking soulmate and blah, 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 blah. And then slowly but surely, as the weeks and months go on, the kind of plasters come off, and you start seeing a completely different person. And then by that point, it's too late, because you try and escape, and you know, all of a sudden, it's mayhem. You know, it's absolutely causing all kinds of problems and you know, massive issues, and it can really break you. And this is going on very regularly within people that are in this movement. So it's something to be really aware of, that if you are on the path of, you know, awakening yourself, awakening others, so just be aware. And I'm not sort of scaremongering that everyone's like that, but just have that awareness around you that, okay, I'm this person, I'm trying to help with what's going on the planet. And so just, again, it's about discerning the person and looking for red flags. Many of us ignore red flags when it comes to relationships. We have to be extra vigilant when we're talking about hosted humans, because they are out there, guys. Just as they populate governments and high-level corporations, they also populate the general people. Okay, so that's the first thing to understand. And I also take this a step further, because having worked on many people throughout the last few years, I can actually see quite often when someone's hosted, there's various signs to look for. You know, sometimes they just shift. If you've got people in your life that kind of shift like that, you know, that is also perhaps a sign. And so you see that there's, I mean, everyone has different sides to them, but this can be a very sudden thing, you know, like something's just come in, okay, and you'll know the difference. You'll know if it's just someone's trigger, or if something, you know, very dark's just come in. So it's something to be aware of. And what I actually think, and it was quite interesting, because I was watching some unsolved murder mysteries the other day, and actually they interviewed some people that have actually committed murder, and the way they talk, there's no remorse. The look in their eyes is very dark, very demonic, and you can see that these people are actually they've been taken over. They've been taken over, because no human in their right mind, because we have empathy, would want to do that to another human. So I actually feel like a lot of these murders and things that go on, and I'm not excusing, because we have willpower, and you know, we can always make the decision to say no, but some people are so heavily attached to something that it's very difficult. And I would even go as far to say, as things like many mental illnesses, and schizophrenia is one which I'm convinced is not a mental disease. This is actually an entity takeover. And the deeper that my work goes, the more I'm understanding this. So we have hosted humans on like a an entity level, but then we have hosted humans on an AI level. Most people, or all of us really, and this is what I'm finding through the work as well, we're infused with AI. AI is all over our biological makeup, and so they can run programs on us. And we've all heard of Agent Smith of the Matrix, and for those of you that haven't seen the Matrix, Agent Smith is the guy that basically protects the Matrix, okay? And we see Agent Smith in many people that we try and bring truth to, because there's a very stubborn and almost angry reaction. You know, if you say to people that soldiers are just here to fight wars for the rich to get richer, or to steal oil and resources, you know, some people, you say that and there's like, what the hell are you talking about? It's like this program kicks in, and so we're dealing with a very multifaceted type of human in many circumstances. So this is why I say to people, it's very important to keep your energy clean, you know, and try not to open yourself up to anything, because we have to understand that we are so close to this dimension, and it's getting closer and closer as consciousness is rising and this war is progressing. And of course what they've done is they've radiated the planet. We've got Wi-Fi everywhere, we've got nuclear fallout everywhere. So the whole reason that they do this is because it distorts the energy of the planet. So if you have a distorted energy around the planet, it's a lot easier for this dimension to interact with the third dimension, with the physical dimension. And so this is why they do it. This is why the energy in the world, and this all ties into 5G, and it goes into a much deeper level, and transhumanism as well. So I think one of the fundamental understandings that we have to have if we are to progress and really face truth is to understand that we are basically sharing this reality. We're not here alone. Okay, there's a slight difference in the radio frequency between 3D and 4D, but it's still very close, and that dimension is heavily influencing this dimension. So we have to get out of the misunderstanding that this is all there is and we're alone and blah blah blah. We're not. There's other things interacting. A lot of it's not very nice, okay? And so I just want to put that out there. Have a think about relationships, and what do you think? Guys, let me know in the comments below. Have you had any experiences like this? What do you think? Do you think that these mental illnesses are attachments? I'd really like to know your thoughts. Let's have a dialogue down below. But I'm going to leave it there. So guys, thanks for watching. If you like the video, please like, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.